Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to Let's Play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We return to Granite Grant here, who, seems he just took down a ziggurat. Yeah. Pretty impressed with that. This is without a doubt the most powerful character I've ever played. Very, very strong. Yeah, a bunch of cool spells. Oh, I do want to experiment with Controlled Blink, but we'll do that once we get back to the dungeon. I think we should head back to our stash for just a minute here. Do. We have so much gold. We haven't found many useful shops. Oop. Okay. That's right. We dropped some stuff off here. Let's head all the way back to our stash though. Grabbing some of these things. Can't carry that many items. Okay, well that's fine. Yeah, because I want to mess around a little bit with equipment. I think we got that cool fire dragon armor and whatnot. Oh no, quokka. We're very full. We can't eat that anyway. Okay, so dropping off scrolls. We'll probably go ahead and read those scrolls of enchant armor. So we'll keep them in our inventory for now. Potions. Oh, geez, yeah. We can drop off, let's say, 12 of our 14 potions of mutation. Cure mutation, rather. We have 19 potions of cure mutation. Wow. So apparently ziggurats, your source of cure mutation potions. Kinda ridiculous. Let's drop off Lear's hauberk here. The plus 20. It looks so cool, but then you realize that, you're giving up. Like a helmet has base armor class 1, can be maximally enchanted to plus 2, or I think maybe plus 3, plus 2, I think. So there's 3 off there, so it's basically 24. And then gloves is the same thing, so it's 21. And then boots is the same thing, so it's 18. So it's still plus 18 on a base 8. So it's still strong, but it doesn't have any resistances, doesn't have anything else to go with it. So it's good early on before you find other sources of other good armor things. Okay. Shield of cold resistance or reflection. Those are both good. I think we want to keep with the shield strategy. We're having fun with it. It's working well for us. We're not really devoted to doing a ton of damage with our mace. In melee combat, we're not rushing in and bashing things. We're casting spells, and if things get close to us, then we'll hit them while we regen mana. That's kind of our modus operandi here. Right. Clarity, we got that cool new resist mutation amulet. Okay, so yeah. So here's what I was talking about as far as let's pick both of these up. As far as messing around with equipment. Let's take off this Pearl Dragon armor and this shield and these gloves. Let's just wield this other Evening Star here for now. Because I kind of want to figure out what the best combination of equipment is here. Q, I. All right. Okay. So this is what we're down to. See Invisible was fine. We can leave on that helmet. Actually, meh. No, we'll just mess around with resistances. The helmet of See Invisible is fine. It's perfectly fine. Okay. So, because I like this Fire Dragon, this +8 Fire Dragon armor is really cool. It's really good. I just don't know if it's better than our Pearl Dragon armor. I want to use it because of the extra intelligence and damage. I know it's something like, 10 armor class less or whatever, but our defenses are so beastly that's not really relevant at this point. Okay, so we need sources of resist cold. The gloves are probably the best bet for that. Yeah. Well, let's pick these up. Let's make these an option, because they're resistance plus damage. We could do this Shield of Cold resistance. Because our fire resistance is already at 2. And we need a source of wizardry. I think we've established that this ring is the best that we have as far as that goes. Yeah, we don't have any other. I think we dropped off all the other lesser rings of wizardry. Okay, so that puts us at 1 pip of cold, 2 of fire, 1 of negative energy. If we wield this Morning Star, we're at max fire, 2 negative energy, 1 cold. That's without gloves. So we don't need the gloves of fire resistance. Okay, that's kind of what I thought, but just wanted to make sure. And then we could wear this Amulet of Resist Mutation, since we're going to be messing around in Pandemonium for a little while longer until we find the rest of the runes in there. So that puts us at max fire and negative energy. So yeah, we don't need the Pearl Dragon armor for that. And if we put on these gloves, we have 2 pips of resist cold. And that's with this strong ring of intelligence, damage, and strength. Yeah. Yeah, this seems good. This seems really good. I like it a lot. We're still at armor class 60 as opposed to 66 or whatever. Yeah. Very good. Very good indeed. I think one of that's even... Yeah, 1 point of that is because this shield doesn't have a +1 enchantment. Yeah. So reflection is still definitely an option. But I think that the extra cold resistance is good enough that we want to do it this way. Yeah, okay. So let's drop off these shields. and this armor, and this crazy staff of resistances. I mean, that if we find some obscenely good armor that isn't dragon armor, we can resort to that if we need 2 pips of fire and cold resistance. We wouldn't really be able to use it in melee combat, is the only downside there. Okay. Right. Just making sure. Yeah, we don't have any crazy boots. Okay. Yeah, I like very much. We could probably drop off some of these rings too, because I think we were carrying a few of them around for fire resistance purposes. Let's keep a couple of them that have resist cold. Let's see. The one with strength +4, damage +5 is pretty nice. So we'll hang on to that one. We'll drop this one and this one. And this one. Okay. Yeah. We'll hang on to this one here in case we want to use this ring for boosting our firestorm, which would reduce our cold by another point, and so we could throw that on to not only mitigate that, but increase it by 1. Do we have a scroll of identify anywhere? Yes. AC +3 stealth. Okay, so that's surprise, not good. The rest of this, yeah, is fine. I definitely don't mind keeping clarity on in case we come across a swarm of golden eyes or something. We might as well carry all these scrolls of blinking with us. I don't see any reason not to, since we have a ton now. Yeah, ziggurats, Pandemonium ziggurats, as long as you can conserve resources somehow, ends up being really good. Okay, so that being said and done, we have all these manuals. Oh, blink frogs. Out of nowhere. Boom. Okay. That took care of that. That was really satisfying. Alright, so we have a few options here. I guess we already used up our manual of armor. It is at much higher level now. So what long blades do we have here? Not as many as I thought we did. I guess we've been leaving a lot of them where they... Oh, I see this. Let's see. Nothing too insanely powerful. Oh, this fine bastard sword, I guess, could be awesome, actually. Long sword, yeah. Okay, so let's go buy... let's go buy that sword. And see if it's insanely good for some reason. If it is, we can toss on that manual of long blades, train it up to the point where it's at minimum delay, and switch over from maces and flails. Yeah. I guess we might as well do this scimitar as well, since we have more gold than we know what to do with. It's fine, but not great. And it's just bad. Okay. Yeah. Definitely dropped that. If it had been +10/+10 instead of -1/-1, I would have considered it. But it's not, so. What's the Scimitar's base damage? 12? Yeah, it's not amazing either. Okay, so that was an unsuccessful experiment. But we can keep in mind that we have a manual of long blades, which would allow us to, I mean, considering the massive amounts of experience that things that we're killing these days give us, we could fairly easily train it up to whatever it would be for that to be reasonable. 16 or 18, whatever it is, to get it to minimum delay, I mean. Okay, so that's that then. Alrighty, what next? I think we can actually get down to business. To defeat the Huns. Alright, spells. I guess we do have 8 spell levels that we can play around with. What do we have memorizable? I love that we can almost cast Glaciate just off of our Conjuration skill. That's pretty insane. What is Death Channel? Oh, just raises a bunch of undead. That's not great. We could train up Necromancy and get some of the more powerful stuff there. We could do Haunt. Haunt doesn't seem great. Most of these summoning ones. Ooh, Orb of Destruction, actually. That might be worth memorizing. Yeah, I can't think of a better spell to memorize. Yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable investment. It's very long range is why I say that. Another option would be Summon Forest. Requires open space to succeed. That seems a little too unpredictable for my taste. Yeah, we could screen ourselves off from some stuff, but I would rather have something that we can blow things up with at a distance. Yeah, let's do that. I think I've been talking about memorizing Orb of Destruction for about 10 character levels anyway. Alright, so we're good. We're good to go. Yes, we're just going to read these scrolls of enchant armor for our... We'll do one for each. Just to give them some minor protection against... corrosion. And it gave us an additional point of shielding, an additional point of armor class. Alright, onward. Back to Pandemonium, I think. We could do the Hells, but that seems like a hefty investment. So let's just go back to Pandemonium and do one of those. I don't have time to figure out the Hells right now, I don't think. I do have time to do a level of Pandemonium, however. Should be fine. Yes, we do wish to continue. Might as well use Lehudibs and not Iron Shot there. If it's in range, Lehudibs is invariably better. Only 2 more mana points and it deals a lot more than 30% additional damage. Oh, that's right, and we have resist mutation all the time now. That's really good. Oh, there's the Pandemonium Lord right away. Hello! Setug. Setug? Setug. Setog? Setog. The hideous convulsions. That's one of the most vivid descriptors, I think, that they use. Susceptible to fire? You don't say! Boom. 9 mana points well spent. I like Firestorm, probably way too much for my own good. I maybe shouldn't be casting it as often as I do, but it's just so fun. It's so satisfying. Let's be smart about this. Here we go. We used up a couple of turns there, but I think we saved ourselves a lot of hurt in the long run. With this nice little choke point. Doo-ba-doop-boop-boodly-doop-boo. And we can just kind of bash away. I suppose we could switch over to this for better bashing, since we're not really too worried about having maximal resistance at the moment. Let's try out our new toy. Blat! Oh, oops. We hit the wall instead. Oh well. 7 mana points of Boom Boom straight to the face. Ruined Evening Star. We can pick that up for funsies. And kill some of these guys. Notice we're not really taking damage. We're at the point, I think, where Torment and Hellfire magical effects are pretty much the only things that can damage us. And that's not entirely true, but we have guaranteed damage reduction of 30 points. 50% of 61. We'll round it down just for safety's sake. Yeah, we have 4 mutations, 4 beneficial mutations that we gained randomly. That's just fun. Got really lucky there. Yeah, Orbs of Destruction are a little unreliable. I haven't cast it very frequently, so I don't know how strong it is overall. I mean, I know it's strong, especially at long range. If it gets up to speed, it just blows things up. Yeah, with a great deal of gore. Which is always fun. Yeah. Get some splatter. Oh, good. Another scroll of enchant armor. We'll put that on our cloak preservation here. It's somewhat amusing that often your cloak of preservation is the first thing to corrode, since it's rarely found on artifacts. Temporary mutations. Already gone. That's nice. Dodging level 22. We're up to 35 evasion, which is quite good considering that we have boatloads of armor class. We're a very flexible tank. We're a tank that is as sprightly as the wind. Dodging around in our fire dragon armor as if it were a robe. That's the nice thing about training both dodging and armor is that they really supplement each other. The higher your armor skill, the lower the penalty for wearing the armor, so the higher your evasion can be, and then dodging increases your evasion. Ooh, that's a deal breaker right there. 5 fewer mana points. Oh, well, we've got to drink both of them. Well, back to being mundane. Yeah, that's really a shame. I liked having that extra spell power from the wild magic, but we can't have it all now, can we? But, I mean, 5 fewer mana points, that's just... yeah, that's completely unacceptable. Alright, that was a pretty quick one. I've got time for one more here. Ooh, these are interestingly colored walls. If we're lucky, this will be a rune-bearing level. And if not, it'll still be, experience, which is nice. I guess we can put some points into maces and flails as well. 50% is still a good chunk of experience going into dodging there. Blat. It was really unfortunate that we got that mana penalty mutation. I really liked some of the ones we had, although we never actually used the blinking or the poison spit. The wild magic was just nice. Extra spell power is always appreciated. Ignacio? Who's that? While a mortal cannot turn into a demon... oh no, it's what happened to Ignacio. Makleb saw his love for his job and smiled upon him. He is now slated to continue the joy of his life for all eternity. Well, what a jerk. Fortunately, Lehudib's crystal spear, doing work. Executioner's Axe of Pain. Let's pick it up and read this scroll of branding on it. I'm curious to see what we get. It's protection now? Well, that's not very good. We'll try out new scrolls of branding on it until we get fire or freezing. Base damage 18 is just huge. It's one of the highest damaging weapons in the entire game, so we definitely would not mind having access to one of those. And since we already have our Evening Star, boom. We already have a maximally enchanted Evening Star of Freezing, which is the best one-handed weapon I can think of, short of maybe a Bastard Sword could be better, possibly. The other nice thing about Orbs of Destruction is that they will follow things if they move out of line of sight, so we can launch one and retreat. It's not guaranteed to hit. It can be dodged, or it can be intercepted by another critter or a wall. But it's still good. Generally worth the 7 mana points. And it's extremely long range. We can cast it anywhere in our line of sight. Really? No Pandemonium Lord, huh? Well, I was wrong about this place seeming interesting, I suppose. Instead, it's boring. I at least want to kill another Pandemonium Lord. Or not. I'm getting a phone call. But now's as good a time to stop as any, so I'll see you next time.